So how do we create very basic drawings?
Well, actually, if you would like to start working with the drawing, you can either load a paper-based scan, for example. That's all these things you can find in the import. So you should go to File, and you should use the import tool and find a format that you have your files in. We will cover this, I believe, in the following
next
section.
Is going to be about.
But if you have nothing, just a plain white paper, then what you will do, you will just go and start up ARCHLine. You will see a dialog coming up similar like this, and then you will click here and open up a new project. And then you can fill up the basic BIM informations about this building, like the location. You can determine where this building will be on Earth. You can set up the name, the designer's name, the project name, and all this information. And actually, at the end, if you fill these up, you can reuse these data. You can semi-auto fill the title box as well. At the end, I will show you it at the documentation tutorial or workshop, which we will do in a later session. So now you can actually just skip it whenever you would like to set up this data. You will be able to find it in File, BIM, and Project Parameters. That's the same place. And then you can start working. So either you fill it up or not, you can just start working with the tools. Now, if you are about to draft a building, you will likely start with the walls, or sometimes you will start with drafting items like 2D. I don't know. You just would like to set up a grid or something like that. In that case, you will start with the drafting. But other than that, you will start with the wall tool. Whenever you start with a tool, any of these, the software will use the current default settings. Now, if I start the wall tool, I can see that the current default setting is that what we call the one layered 38 wide wall. Now, we are working in meters, so that means this wall will be 0.38 meters, 38 centimeters wide. Its thickness is what you can see here as a number. And then when you would like to create something with that, you start the tool, select this, and click somewhere and move your mouse. And I'm not holding down the mouse wheel. I'm just moving the mouse, so you don't have to keep pushing and dragging the mouse cursor. You just release it and move your mouse somewhere, and then either you type the distance that you know, or you just click somewhere, and then you will have the 2D and the 3D wall automatically. So this is how you can create this here. Also, if you would like to create something, just as I mentioned, that I know that this wall will be to the right, and it's about, I don't know, 1.5 meters, and I'm just start typing 1.5. It actually depends on how the program settings are, but by default it accepts the dot as well. So you just type the distance, and then you just keep drawing the walls. Whenever you would like to terminate a command, that now I'm about to do something else, so I would like to skip drawing walls, I just hit escape, and then the software goes back to the default settings.
Right click works as well sometimes.
Yes. Right click sometimes means enter. It depends on the command itself, but escape always means that you would like to escape that command and you don't want to do anything with that. So this is how you can set up a simple layout of literally all sort of drawings. But if I would like to sketch this drawing that I have here, I actually have a building drawing, a printed copy of a building that I would like to process, then I can do that as well. Or this could be something that I went on site and I would like to, just process the values that I measured at the survey. So either way, I can just start working with these. Now, actually, to be able to remove these two walls, it was just an introductory sketch here. I can either undo these steps. Keep that in mind that undo is not infinite. Undo is only 32 steps, so don't rely on that too much. But at least 32 steps, you can go back and you can just undo these two steps as well. But also, if you would like to, you can erase these. You can just select the walls, and then you can erase these. Later, we will talk about this selection a little bit more, so I just keep that for later. And now I just undid these two walls, and then I start working with the walls. So let's say I would like to draw a wall, and I know that its distance was, its length, it was 11.9 meters. Now, keep that in mind that now what you draw, the wall itself is created by its blue line. That's the reference line. And now based on my drawing, I would like to actually draft the top line of this wall.
So you want to have the line on the other side?
Yeah, I would like to move it to the other side. So there are two ways to do that when you work with the wall tool. One way is that, as you can see at the right hand side, these sub commands appear. So you can just click here and use the right side option. Or other than that, you can actually use the F5 key. It's actually it's cycling through these reference lines, or in some case reference points later. So you just hit F5 and you move your mouse, and you're gone back to the initial status. Now I hit F5 again and hold my mouse, move a little bit. Now I'm at the center. F5, move the mouse. Now I'm at the bottom. So this way you can cycle through, and this is very handy because you can do this all along. When you draw continuously, you can just cycle through this, because layouts are sometimes pretty complex, and
so
it's necessary to do.
Toggle between them pretty fast.
Yes, that's right. So let me just quickly sketch this, and I'll let you talk about other possibilities how you can draft to the layouts or actually drawings. Okay.
One thing that you skipped in the beginning, and we are going to cover that later on, is that on the left hand side, you remember that Elias mentioned that was one. You can continue, and I'll cover this. So you can choose the wall type you want to work with. Now, this is very important, that you can set up different styles. We will talk about how that works, but only thing you have to know at this point is that this is not an infinite list, of course. You can choose from the presets, but you can make your own as well.
Yeah.
This could be composite walls, different layers, structures, different height values. So that all depends on what you actually want to work with. But these are the things that you can set up, and most importantly, you can carry this to another computer if you want to change your workstation. One thing that the reason why you stopped here is that there's a very important thing that we have to illustrate, which is very familiar for CAD users. If you want to finish your drawing, you can obviously add the number if you know that. But if you don't know that, you can copy the nodes. You can snap to nodes what you see on the drawing. So what happens now is that we are snapping to the wall which is just below this one, and we just click and we're done with that. And we can finish the drawing like that, but we can also hit an enter and to close the polygon, right?
Yeah, well, actually, if I just would hit enter here, I wouldn't have this wall here. And the reason I did not connect these two, that sometimes you will create drawing parts that either intentionally or unintentionally they're not connected. Whenever you do that and you would like to, and you change your mind and you would like to click them and connect them later, you should just use these two commands. This is the L connection and the T connection. This works very well when you would like to connect these two items. Now, talking about this layout, this is kind of a basic layout of ARCHLine, and I think it's very handy. You can work with this split screen view, and you can see what happens on the 2D, and parallelly you can follow the changes in the 3D. And also, if you like to swap the drawings in this split layout, you should use this tool here. This is the magnify window tool. If I click into the 3D, making it active, it's blue now, it's the active drawing, and I click here, then ARCHLine swaps the drawing. So if I do it again, I click here and I swap the drawings. So this is how you swap the drawings, the active drawings. You can actually enlarge this whole drawing by clicking here and making it full screen. And then you can use it in a full screen style, using only the project navigator, navigate through the contents. But at any time, if you'd like to go back to the split screen view, you should just use this, and then you are back to the default layout.
The main reason why you would use parallel to each other, the 2D and the 3D, is because most things you can do in either. There are some actions which are more convenient in any of these viewports, but usually you would use two of them simultaneously.
Yes. So now I will use the 3D layout to control what happens in the 2D, to see the changes. And before I do that, let me just quickly tell you one more difference here in the 3D compared to the 2D, how you can handle it. Because of course you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can pan this content, and of course you can rotate it. Now if you would like to rotate this, you would like to orbit around your model, then you should hold the shift key and the mouse wheel and move the mouse. So this is how you, I'm holding the shift key and the mouse wheel and moving the mouse. This is how you can rotate the model freely all around. And then again, you can just double click with the mouse wheel to make it, appear fitting the screen.